Good afternoon, my name is Lita Solano, and today I'm presenting the study titled Students' Views on Formal and Informal Assessment in EFL Classroom Across Gender. This study was carried out by myself, Lita Solano, and my colleague, Lady VIVANCO RÍOS, at the Universidad Técnica Particular de Loja. To start, it's very important to mention that assessment plays a fundamental role in the teaching and learning process. In our country, Ecuador, there is a contrast between primary and secondary education. Primary levels use more informal assessments, such as games or activities, while secondary levels rely mainly on the formal assessments, like, for example, quizzes or oral exams. However, formal assessments often create stress and anxiety, making the students feel more insecure when using the language. Additionally, many English teachers struggle with assessment literacy, which increases the challenge. Although assessment has been widely researched, there is a lack of studies that explore gender differences, especially in Latin American context. For this reason, our study aims to address this gap. Our general objective was to examine the influence of both formal and informal assessments on male and female students in EFL contexts. We work with three specific objectives. First, to analyze how each assessment type affects academic performance by gender. Another specific objective was to identify which assessment type is more effective for learning and to explore male and female students' perceptions of these assessment types. With regards to the method, we used a mixed method approach combining both qualitative and quantitative techniques. Our participants consisted of 400 high school students aged 11 to 14 from public institutions. There were 230 male students and 170 female students. We also included 31 English teachers who monitored the entire process. The main instruments used were a pre and post test to measure learning progress, a validated student survey to understand students' perceptions, and a checklist which was completed by teachers to track informal assessment activities. The intervention lasted 5 months. During the intervention, formal assessments were employed, like, for example, oral lessons, quizzes, and portfolios, which were applied at the end of each unit. Similarly, informal assessment types were also used, such as activities, worksheets, games, and feedback, which were normally employed twice a week. With regards to the results, in the pre and post tests, it was found that both genders improved after the intervention. Males actually went from 5 to 7 points, and females from 6 to 8. Although both groups improved significantly, female students maintain higher performance and more consistency. So these results confirm that using both types of assessment greatly contribute to the learning process. According to the results obtained in formal assessment types, here we compare performance on a specific formal assessments. Both genders scored highest in portfolios, because this type of assessment allowed them to collect and review materials gradually, helping them reduce their levels of stress. Oral lessons and quizzes produced similar results across genders, but students actually reported that these type of assessments were more demanding and anxiety-provoking. With regards to the results of each type of informal assessment, in here, this chart summarizes how males and females behaved during informal assessments activities. So, as can be seen in here, male students tended to participate more actively, work well in groups, improve communication and social skills, and follow instructions and time limits. While female students tended actually to be more creative, respond well to feedback, they demonstrated a strong understanding of context. So in general, both genders benefited from the reduced anxiety and interactive nature of informal assessment. With regards to learners' perceptions on the types of assessment, they confirm that informal assessment it's more effective for them. Why? Mainly because they feel more relaxed, more engaged, and more confident when participating in activities like, for example, games or when receiving continuous feedback. On the other hand, both male and female students agreed that formal assessment is the most difficult one, especially quizzes and oral exams. They mentioned that these types of assessment actually increases their levels of anxiety and nervousness. With regards to learner satisfaction on the use of types of assessment according to their gender, most male and female students reported higher satisfaction with informal assessment, since it provides them more opportunities to participate in a free and relaxing atmosphere. So the levels of stress are reduced. Interestingly, males showed slightly higher satisfaction levels overall with informal activities, which prove that they benefited more from dynamic and interactive learning activities. So with regards to the conclusions, it's very important to mention that the results indicate that informal assessment is more effective, and it is actually more appreciated by both genders. It reduces levels of anxiety, encourages participation, and enhances communication skills. Formal assessment continues to be perceived as demanding and stressful, although portfolios demonstrated to be a positive alternative. Regarding gender, male students benefited more from interactive activities, while female students show more consistent reflective performance. So, with regards to the implications, we can mention some clear implications that were found in this study. First of all, teachers should integrate more informal strategies in the classroom, and portfolios should be included as a key formal tool. Finally, assessment should be planned in ways that reduce stress and promote students' confidence. Thank you so much.